Welcome back, Fambula. So, I want to welcome you to the program again, Top Pot Saloon. We just come up from a short music break, a commercial break. And so, I want to welcome you to yet another edition again. As I be telling you earlier on, say I be get a studio guest, when a social commentator, we and a sociologist, we graduate from Jala University. Once for me, we represent the program in Emna Sanjalo, as today don't be another day. We normally analyze things for you in a greater perspective because we see say everything don't go to the drain. Journalists and all they talk, they don't lose respect. We the young one them we don't stand firm for bring national issue and concerns to people that we get concerns to the issues and they. People that don't they call and report, people that don't they tell people them say transportation issue one thing where they disturb people them inside Freetown right now. Inside the studio, are they with the young man Mohammed Ahmad Sharif from Jala University graduate, and presently they work for the National Mineral Agency (NME). Before we continue the program, we get different things and for talk about today. We get for talk about the commissioning of the energy reformation na Kenema, and of course we want to say again once more happy belated birthday to Her Excellency Madam Fatima Madabio. I want to welcome you, young man, at the studio. Welcome to Fan Media Network.
Mr. Sanjalo, welcome. I'm so much happy for the part of this program today. At least myself, people can unleash some of the things that we don't gather so far with regards to the topic that we don't highlight. I'm so much happy. It's my pleasure once again. Thank you so much for inviting me to this program. I'm so much happy. It's my pleasure.
Okay, that are the voice of Mr. Ahmad Sharif. And they are today for can do a social commentary because of waiting. We don't see it happen, disadvantage to people, and plenty other things. Then. Before we continue the program, you get a role for play. Just subscribe to the YouTube channel of this particular media network for make sure say you get any notification where we did produce for the day. With production, we are fan to people and say with production will always be standard, and of course continue for the with we help we for make we envision waiting we envisage today for tomorrow. And of course Mr. Ahmad Sharif now a young man with the experience Sierra Leonean life. A Sierra Leonean life means now when somebody they experience we don't turn a victim of waiting in no say it happen in country. And of course, I want to introduce Mr. Ahmad Sharif as a victim of circumstance we happen for say inside this nation, a day inside this nation in the city that happen. We get reports from people and different perspective and comments and from the general public about the belated birthday where Madam Her Excellency Fatima Bio celebrated yesterday. What thing you take towards that particular celebration? You see, I tell you about people not to sue. Salomon like himself. Yeah. Salomon like himself. When it comes to politics, they did one. When it comes to love, they did one. I tell you, say Salomon like in company. I see people they try to celebrate with the madam yesterday. I shock and wonder. How waiting are you take towards that particular birthday?
Yeah, thanks again, Mr. Sanjalo. Once again, I say thank you.
Yes.
For bringing me in this program. Well, like any other birthday, I know say this is not usual thing. Everybody in the year. You must get one day where they celebrate when okay. Your birth month and your birthday.
Okay.
And Mrs. Fatima Bio, when our first lady happened for celebrating yesterday, okay. And to exception to that, myself I wish him happy birthday, long life and prosperity. I wish he will achieve some of the things.
As other people wish him.
Yes, and I wish he will achieve some of the things that we aspire for.
Wait till somebody will ask you. Somebody will ask you, say, when somebody don't become a first lady, what's their aspiration again?
Well,
the prosperity into the bad day.
Like some like we get some of land colleagues there, some theories they say, man are a perpetual unsatisfied being. Once primary needs are being met, okay. Secondary needs arises.
Okay.
And probably some say this are just of one of the primary needs to become first lady, and you get some of the secondary needs then also. And you don't become a first lady, and you get goals and responsibility attached to them, and I believe say what achieve at the end of the day.
Okay.
So if I wish them prosperity, at least I wish them a light in the end of the tunnel for them to achieve what they aspire for. So now that make us a wish and prosperity. Despite the fact in already the first lady, but waiting to anticipate for me God people make it achieve.
So like people are happy for a good work and good role where they play as a first lady, not so?
Exactly, bro.
Definitely. Let's celebrate with the first happy belated birthday to the wonderful first lady of Sierra Leone, and of course one for appreciating birthday because if it happens yesterday we will not be able to produce a video for him. But anyway, we appreciate. We believe the message go reach him. The second thing we'll go take today inside the program now, the issue of transportation. You know, inside Sierra Leone, people really complain every now and then, so we don't come out far. Salon don't reinstate himself from another position, and of course, people really find them difficult right now for get transportation to and fro of any corner inside Sierra Leone. Which are you take and which are you experience where you don't face when you come Freetown? Because I understand Sinabu you did not so. Which are you experience towards this particular issue? Where
thank you very much again for asking me that very, very vibrant and brilliant question there. Because if we look at the country, some of the driving and motivating factors towards development, we look at transportation. Because when people get access, easy access from one point to the other, then at the end of the day, you will find out see the economy will boom, and you will find out see there is flexibility within the economy because people will move from one point to another. But in the case of Sierra Leone, things don't change. And I believe say before this time we'll be done into this where you will strain for transportation so much. But I believe say the former president when His Excellency Anes Kuma be don't try all in level best with the transport minister when Balogus Kuma for ensure say them put finances into the transportation system for ensure say transportation become very easy in our country. You see so many buses that come inside the country despite where they accuse them of corruption, despite where they accuse them of the fact that they don't live to expectation. But at the end of the day, we see where they put enormous effort for see how best they will solve the transport system. And we don't reach a peak where at least we don't see the problem of transportation, we don't the demise now. But like later part, we begin experience some different turnaround within the transportation sector, which of course, waiting they see and waiting the ordinary Sierra Leoneans they experience now a different normal. They don't go back for transportation.
So as we see at the back now, people are streaming for transport. I believe so. You do experience the same thing, also.
So like what I will say then, the transportation minister when a cabinet column after an appointment, the president William say you for the transport and aviation. And be able to talk to people and say yeah, be happy and have the opportunity for serving in that direction. And we promise we say the transportation business regardless of the fact how it been there at that time. And we say we will bring changes to it. And when we talk about changes in terms of the transportation, we look at a positive and desirable one. But this day, contrary to the actual happening now within the transportation sector, then contrary to waiting cabinet parliamentary. Because as for now, waiting they see the way people they strain, the way they see the line, the way they see the toll line, the way they see the bus endowments. And we not get nothing good for writing about when it comes to transportation. And actually, if you ask any each Sierra Leonean and view now, I believe say 80 to 90% will tell you they are not happy with regards to the transportation sector at the country.
Transportation is a really big concern for lots of young people, especially children. And of course, we're here to seek the answer to know what are some of the challenges that school children are facing while accessing transportation. We're standing right now at Baibure Road. This is Ferry Junction. There's a way leading to Baibure Road this way, which leads to the eastern part of Freetown, Shell, Kalba Town onto Waterloo. And this other side leads to the Central Business District, to Upgon, Eastern Police, and onwards. Up this way is where the SLRTC is located. That's the Sierra Leone Road Transport Corporation. And down this way leads towards the ferry terminal. So we're asking what are some of the issues or the problems that children do face whilst accessing transportation. Stay with us as we're going to bring you all these important things right here on Waiting Now. Transportation is the movement of people and goods from one place to another. According to many people, if education is to progress in a country, transportation should be made available to all school children. The transportation system in Sierra Leone has been a concern for many school children for the past years, as most of them in the city and those in the provinces walk for long distances before arriving to their different destinations.
Well, the challenges were a lot and too much. Like for example, some in the left in house 11 o'clock, like with the school pick them for going to school. They can't now, maybe something for 1 hour with it nap. although yes, they don't try, they don't count some bus then, like the school bus then, but like the school bus then, where like they can, they left for take the school picky then, they take other people then.
Well, the challenges are, whenever we want to go to school, there is a difficult way to have a transport. Well, some of the drivers say that we have to give 2,000, but which kind of us cannot afford it? That is the problem.
Let's say for the transportation, at times the vehicle left at 10:30, so we're not comfortable for that.
At the country, I mean, one person, I mean, a Sierra Leonean, I mean, somebody when they try for look at all the issues in the end. If I look at that stuff from a broad spectrum, I mean, say we get perspective of view, say the transportation system, the government or the president may will achieve that agenda. It's a cabinet column. I'm not gonna say fail me because now policies instead of getting balls. But as far as we the ordinary Sierra Leoneans are concerned, the transportation issue just the raise up and everything don't go into turmoil and it don't cause a reason for little alarm.
But you left one TBN. Family, don't forget say this na Familia Network, and we represent the program in Alasanjalo. Are they inside the studio? Mohammed Ahmad Sharif, a Sierra Leonean, a citizen, we come all the way from Bo and he come na Freetown for 1, 2, 3 reason or the other. And a couple say I can interview him today inside the program and now a commentator, a social commentator, where they talk for a natural perspective, from a natural perspective. And of course, family, make your comments, subscribe to the YouTube channel, forget all notification, and of course, this is not the first program from Familia Network. If you recommend and you get any comments, put in the comment box so your contribution will be highly needed, yeah? Because we need una contribution for rehabilitate the program or neither for do anything way better for una own comfort towards the program. You left something behind, Mr. Ahmad Sharif. You may tell me one time, tell me say, you the constraints for transportation at Freetown, you wonder if the government bus system they alive.
Yeah, like what I say again, let me read it again. The president gets an agenda. Although a flagship program education, look at energy, but also in terms we say get for come reaffirm and at least rehabilitate the transport sector of the country. We see side put some effort. We are in the put established the Lunge Bridge project. They also not easy way for transportation. Then we see also again the aviation side. We see we are in the go commission a whole project for establish of 4 rehabilitate for expand the airport. We also have been one good move from them also again. But internally, the people of Sierra Leone they strain when it comes to transportation regarding how they take care of the past and present government vehicles. Then look at how many vehicles don't come into the country where the past government is trying for ensure say the easy transportation system. Now if you look, we don't see them vehicle and they apply out to the routes of Freetown anymore. It's like you know they anywhere. The problem of this country, you find out say for reconstruct or for rehabilitate things a big problem. You find out say we not get the technical ability, they will not get the ability for sustain the project them also because it's not a very big project to be in the country where we see so many buses been come, but we find out say each of them buses, then no one will get problem in package the packer. Anyone will get problem at package the packer. And at the end of the day, you know what tell me say you know will get small remuneration for take care of the buses then because despite an issue of cost recovery because students not gonna make profit, but when they see the ordinary Sierra Leoneans and they pay for make use of them with carrier. And we wonder who send them payments here they go. How do they make use of them money? Because if like a private company they run at the end of the day, you will find out say wait till they save now for rehabilitate them to carry them and ensure say other one them come inside also give go make the transportation system very easy. But this other one day in contrary also, and we really don't understand how it happens. So and the question we get for ask at the end of the day, this money where did they get from the people when according to their cost recovery, how do they make use of their money here? And waiting Mr. Cabinet Calon don't do for ensure say really waiting even talking really mean and for say get for try for work for ensure say transportation business become solvable issue and the country together with him boss winner His Excellency retired Brigadier Julius Malabio. So what we try for point out is how then get for take responsibility of their actions there. How then get for see how best they will deliver some of the things the way they promise at the manifesto. And one of them key things and one of them big things that where they may promise we now easy transportation, easy access to transportation. Then try for the school picking and then deviate them, distinguish them from the general public, at least let them not stream. But looking at the general public, the masses, the internal structure within the transport system, very, very devastating. Very devastating and very disappointing, very shameful for talk about.
Okay.
Because now if you go down all the junctions, everywhere we are in, you get spot where people take one, you go see line, you go see endless line, and that is not very good for the country. And global index not going to grade be in a better accord with the status where we are in the world right now.
Viewers, listeners, don't forget to say this view and comments, not to the view and comments of Farm Media Network, but now the view and comments of a loyal and democratic citizen, where come all the way from Bo, and of course, it is Freetown Farm Media Network for can talk to it today. And of course, we want to say the school picking them gets a sector of their own boss where they bring, but we see say then self-including to the constraints as they see at the back. People, the viewers, when they see at the back, school picking and they complain, and we don't scan the views and comments of other ordinary citizens for say, then self they face a little bit constraints and greater constraints towards this transportation issue. Now, order of the day, now an alarming issue to the general government, to the central government, and all provincial areas. People they cry towards this transportation, accessing transportation. Not about the money whether they pay, but the accessibility of the cars, the vehicles, and are the problem. The price no matter, but people that they complain after we scan the views of different people, we find out say you are a victim of that circumstance. We can happen say you did face a lot of constraints for access vehicle. We will take it from one place to another. We will facilitate business and daily livelihood for the whole general populace inside Sierra Leone.
Like quick one. I mean, make mention of the student. They are saying they don't segregate them in terms of transportation of the general masses. But then that one not mean say they don't provide or they don't solve the issue of transportation to the school picking them, because if you go down there, at times you will see them part the general public also. But then try in a own little way for see how best and we will solve that one day, and then try immensely, because at least nothing will be in culture, will be in the country where we don't die down, and then try for see how best and we raise them up again. Despite the level reach to that peak, but kudos for them for the level where they don't try that level. But again, you get to remember the general populace, the people where the country depend on for the economic boost. You get to look at how they get for move around. You get to look at how they get for meet with the economy, and for the people meet with the economy, they for get an efficient and effective transportation system. But looking at the way the transportation system unveil itself at the country right now, I can tell you, brother Mr. Alasanjalo, there is nothing good for talk home about. Right now, as we talk, if anybody don't witness with transport system at the country, and they will agree with me, say we get one of the worst transport system in Africa or sub-Saharan Africa right now.
Then are the voice of Mohammed Ahmad Sharif, I beg your pardon. And of course, fam, will not forget to listen to Farm Media Network. May represent the program today, my name is Alasanjalo. Normally, this program they reach each and every week, talk about salon and program. And of course, we want for got to another topic where we promised earlier on. One of the issues where we talk about is again the energy reformation, where the current president, incumbent president, go commission Kenima, and of course we get information say and pictorial evidence and information, credible news say a go commission at the Southeast Energy Reformation Project, because of one thing where people have been complain, people seems for say the Southeast they receive more, they seem to receive more. That's so. They seem to receive more. Well, because now you come out.
If I can throw light on that also again, we know waiting energy, and we know what energy can do when it comes to development. And like for instance, the former United Nations Development Organization Director General, when former Director General Kande Yonkela, we happen for being Sierra Leone, when we be the head of UNIDO, we see how best it been pushed to emboss when I be banking at that time for say. We don't highlight all establishing factors for the globalization project reach to a peak. But the only thing now for the industrialization take place, we get for need energy. And if you will see how we will push with the policy, where they call the policy energy for all or sustainable energy for all as the driving force towards development. So we see inside them able accept and the millennium development goal may they accept and say energy now one vital commodity where required for the industrialization take place and where required for the economy able turn around for the boom. So we be so much happy for those people realize some of them kind of expert in our Sierra Leoneans them.
Okay.
The president in a manifesto they promise free energy also again. Despite the fact say the former president and in team with the whole cabinet, let me see how best they try to the own level best for see how best they will provide energy for the country. Because looking at the blue side, they may take the energy sector and it not being very easy for the country at the time. But looking at what's in the happen now, a very devastating also again, my brother. Because despite the fact say both Kenima power service be the establishment of the BKPS, we be see both Kenima and be get light, energy be there everywhere, people not be they complain, everything be they want smooth.
Okay.
But this behind time we see lapses in the energy sector, everybody they go to Bo, everybody they they go to Kenima, everybody they say there's no power, there's no electricity, and there's no power, there's no electricity. So things they go on like this for a while now. But it's good way them bring and come to the notice, say people they strain. And it really energy a really driving force towards development. We see where they come together with the AFDP and come together with the Africa Development Bank and come together with DFID for since them will establish the World Kenima Network Rehabilitation Expansion Project. Okay. We are we will involve Kenima and Bo for CC the energy sector boom. Okay. And you get forget a spillover effect when a positive one we are in the town stay in between both to Kenima then say get for benefits so much from that project. The like example we get Jembe, we get Bauma Station, we get Jerium and the likes and Yomandu. Okay. So if this project go on, automatically get for find out, so let's say get for benefits a whole lot. Okay. But as far as we talk right now, the energy sector and the energy turnaround with Timbo Kenima, not to a good one. But this way they try for initiate a very good one for the country and a very good one for Bo and Kenima. I believe say because Bo and Kenima now one time state and then one and the way they enjoy so much electricity. But for they happen for them, so this time around, they not be happy. Okay. But waiting they can happen now. So looking at Boeing will be the second capital of the country and the blackout them be facing, then self it not be very good for them also again.
So what say kudos to the government?
Yes, kudos to the government and then partners them when are AFDP, Africa Development Bank and DFID also again. Okay. And kudos to the energy minister when are Kanja Sisi. Kanja Sisi, I know say himself you don't get the grip of Sierra Leoneans because you know say get a responsibility and not be the carry out as he promised and people will see how hard people they hit on her and we don't see inside his office for try for sure say himself capable for do waiting they ask for. And with this project we will see say a very good turnaround by the administration, the Mother-led government for CC them provide electricity in the country. And if the things they go so and if it becomes sustainable, then further than cap and I believe say then self no will actually for vote for them again. Between we say we think and say then people don't do very well for you and we cast to vote for them. Definitely. So you see how best this thing get for going. Now win-win situation we are in where the people of Sierra Leone will enjoy from the benefits we them provide for you, although not taxpayers' money, but then self in around then we go find out say they will assure them with tickets with ballots for the next coming 2020 or 2024 election as the case may be.
Okay. Yeah. Fam will make your comments down the comments section and show your contribution and make a contribution because very much important to this program. And of course, before we go to another topic again, another issue, what are your recommendations to the people of Kenema and the Southeast? Because we see say government sometimes can make enormous contributions in terms of delivery of the project, but when it comes to the receive and maintenance of the sustainability of the project, the people get a lot for do. But sometimes you see government making effort for bring opportunity, basic amenities to the people. But at the end of the day, the people don't receive them. They will receive them in the first place. But for put your input and contribution for make the project become successful can be very much difficult. Where it not sustainable at the end of the day. Yeah. What's the recommendation to the Southeast?
Yeah, that's a good one also again. It is obvious that the Southeastern area will see how best and how the high rates of level in which they yarn for electricity. We see the last ten and they blast up all around. Everybody they talk say Bo need light, Kenman need light,
Okay.
to a point wherein the first lady they get an interview in Gambia because of the news don't reach the we see even make mention say they say you know go take him money bring electricity in Kenima or Bo. So automatically down they don't tell you say the worrisome and the states at which Bo and Kenima been there how they need light. If you don't reach externally, internationally, wherein we see a Gambia journalist been throw light on that and the first lady begin an answer where the people let me look at and say it not been deserved for getting kind answer and then pity and for them kind answer then okay, yeah. But like what they say, the people and participation towards the sustainability of the project, we not say citizens will get problem, but we also know that the responsibility of the government for see how best they will shape the attitude and behavior of the people. Because nowadays we see the government can try all best for see how best they can provide some social amenities, especially electricity to the people, but we can see we self can downplay the project because we can see at times I can take a stroll look at some major towns there, we can see some street lights, solar lights, where we can see some project where we established, we can see some people in a Sierra Leone can go clean up them pool and
they pull the battery,
some can pull it. Then also we can see the one day everywhere can walk na them station room, then an electricity station room, the fuel we can go around at times some we can get complain one year say and say they not can utilize also some can turn in your business. So the attitude of the people also gets a very great concern again also. But I believe say the government gets a responsibility and role for play because then they are showing say if we vote for them at the end of it then we will take care of everything. Because wait me, we all know that we will take decision one day and we all get different attributes and attitudes then. And because of that they make we nominate and select and vote for one person who can lead and shape and modify it towards the agenda we not set for it. And sustainability is one of them things. I believe say the government they look at and the government they yarn and put plight in the issue of electricity. I believe say we self get for change our attitude for receiver in an atmosphere where welcoming and in a peaceful and positive manner. So if I can say anything, I believe say the attitude of the people them is very demanding at this time for let them become sustainable and efficient for receive the project. But the government also gets a tax ahead for say they modify the people and behavior and they lead and they lead by example and they set the precedent for the people. So if I can say anything, I can stop there now, Mr. Alasanjalo.
Then at the voice of Mohammed Ahmad Sharif, a citizen we come all the way from the southeast, both cities to be precise. And of course, Fambo will me we host the program in name Alasanjalo, the program at Top What Salon, and of course they reach you live from Fan Media Network, live from Freetown. And of course, before we go to another topic, we get another issue where normally we discuss since we start from broadcast online and we start for broadcast on different platforms on social media. We see we get an experience of the former government, His Excellency Dr. Anes Bakroma, investigation with the ACC. So I've been telling you now earlier on, Fambul, make a contribution. There's now another vital topic we can discuss because we see say yesterday we happen to say then conclude the second interview of the proposed investigation of the alleged corruption issues we then try for put together against the former government. Yesterday we still said them conclude the second interview actually, but I'll be telling you earlier on in the start of this program say we get an audio from Mr. Sandy from the Anti-Corruption Commission, the Public and Outreach Education Officer from the Anti-Corruption Commission, where we get a simulcast broadcast from the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation, where they interview him for say, waiting and pull yesterday to the interview, and waiting they don't gather so far after the first 20 set of the interview where they able to accomplish. Yes, I see we try for bring this topic to them because now topic not for left behind. The investigation of the former president we see yesterday, then do now undisclosed place again. People don't even realize now on the way now. People don't say they don't investigate again another time. When I be last Monday, this past Monday the interview, the first set of interview, and this Friday again is interview another set of interview. But actually we can play the audio for people and forget the actual message from the horse's mouth, whether the mouthpiece of the Anti-Corruption Commission, Mr. Patrick Sandy, and Mr. Ahmed Sharif. We see the condition of the political system, the trend of which how they go right now, because we don't see say, the investigation they go through and flow. we don't see say the investigation they go to and flow. So waiting at the confidentiality where the people and get according to your scan, we scan the investigation with your own perspective as you tell the people now.
Thank you very much again, Mr. Lasanjalo, for really throw light on that issue there, because as far as Sierra Leoneans are concerned right now, one of the burning issues and then one in the right now, the issue about the Commission of Inquiry, the issue about ACC investigation, the white paper. Now they don't at the climax of discussions among Sierra Leoneans. People they want to know what's not the outcome, and people they want to know how the process they go.
Yeah.
If we look at the Commission of Inquiry or anti-corruption, because we expect say the Commission of Inquiry them the establish and for looking into the issues or the accountability of the past government, how they run, how they use spend single cent or taxpayers' money, how they will spend and how they get for accountable. But disappointingly, we'll find out say the thing where they establish and for we'll find out again say they not be able to complete the tax. At the end of the day, it's surprising we get information from the anti-corruption say and the government of Sierra Leone through His Excellency Brigadier Julius Maada will say the commission not be able to complete the tax. Despite them pay them the money, but they're not able to complete the tax. Say some issues then they wait and get for discuss and internally and anti-corruption will take over. And one of the issues then they are the issue about the president and other issues related to money laundering, corruption, and the sale of Sarah Woodside. And we see, I'm not going to say them put the cat before the horse, because we see how they handle the issue and how the issue they escalate. But I would say, waiting them for them do before and they do now, the professionalism will be required first, and then they apply now and see how best the thing they go. Looking at the first day of the interview, we see the president incorporates, despite the fact that people they argue say that because of there was a threat of police involvement or arrest or this or whatsoever. But we've been still say the president so they say they incorporate against him wish. But me no say not against him wish, because himself gets a right and responsibility to become accountable to the people of Sierra Leone.
Yeah, definitely.
That we don't promise we.
Yeah.
And I believe say the anti-corruption also charge with the responsibility for ensure say everybody accountable. Nobody not misuse in public office for private gain. Despite they not for become selective and despite they not for become biased. I would say the first day we are in the investigation, we go on quietly and peacefully. We see them spend 6 hours and so we all notice and surprise again the Mr. Sandy when I be the outreach officer for anti-corruption until we say now only 20% out of 100% of the investigation and we carry out. So for 6 hours when we look at which kind of investigation this way 6 hours questioning 6 hours 6 hours it gets me 6 hours now only 20%. So we look at the gravity and we look at the real establishment of the whole issue. But 6 hours means so much. Some of them think say 6 hours be enough, but surprisingly again they say not be enough now, just 20% of the whole issue. And yesterday also we don't see again where the president don't go again and they don't see how best to do follow up and cooperate with the anti-corruption, because now that the anti-corruption the request format Olebu can answer some of the questions the way they answer, and they can go there quietly and peacefully and we see no commotion not being take place, no argument, we see no disparity within the process. But despite the fact that Sierra Leoneans still they ask question, is the process genuine? Is the process non-biased, or is the process being selective? But some of them questions and they anti-corruption therefore answer, and some of them questions and they with legal luminaries in the country and then therefore answer, interpret and to read. But I believe say I will give them kudos also again, and I felt that they cap down the anti-corruption and Ben Kafela when they oversee everything. The method and the approach we don't apply lately, we will see it yield a very good dividend. And we will see how best the thing they go. And if it continues, I believe we will get the best out of her. So thank you very much again.
Family once more, this is Fan Media Network. My name is Alassane Jallow, and of course, I dey with inside the studio. I dey with Mr. Muhammad Ahmad Sharif, a citizen from Bo, and of course, now a social commentator. We always talk about things where they come up from the transparent perspective. And of course, family, if you want to know if the Anti-Corruption Commission investigation with the former government or the former president of this country is transparent, accountable, very much confidential, make sure say you subscribe to this YouTube channel. make sure say you like and comment, make you comment. It's very much vital that this comment will be used for bring another program to you, for doing motivation for the next program.
From this second interview where the ACC gets with the former president?
Well, basically, the information no could be too different, but I just want to inform members of the public that in continuation of the interview we start with the former president on Monday, we also do another yesterday, and the one on Monday we've been starting 11 and we've been concluding that day at 5. We're gonna be 6 hours interview. Whilst the one yesterday we do 11 and we'll be able to also conclude them at 4:30. Basically, Fambo then would know say the issues where the commission they look at are many, and so we therefore take time to do this interview, and it's a process. It's about a question and answer session. The lawyers on the side of the former president there, whilst the anti-corruption team they're also present. So I would just want to say the process they go on very well. It has been quite satisfactory.
Okay.
And at this stage, they also look at the possibility of further interviews, but that will be communicated to the legal team and the ACC so that they will go. So basically, that is what I think forms this for the
Okay, Mr. Sandy. Mr. Sandy, this second interview now who's area, on a touch this second interview.
Well, you see that most the areas are many, and I don't go really go the third family then now which of the specific areas, because the interview itself, especially within contained in the interview, therefore be confidential and not public.
But with this,
some of the issues where we look at the ACC in regard to the former president, therefore do one with the executive orders we issue issues around the Cedar Rutile, the other are around money laundering, whether it's a Chinese company called Zilling, also possession of unexplained wealth. So those are the few. So, and there are others. So we're not going to go specific to what we deal with. But in the area of issues, we are asking him to so many questions.
Okay, so tell me how cooperative the former president been be. We want to ask some of them questions there. So in terms of openness for respond to una.
When I say the process has been satisfactory, so meaning he has been cooperative.
All right. So in that case, they need don't they be now for let una get for the think about other people them for to go come into the investigation, or na almost still the inside there.
No, but you see, David, I would think for them for understand or know by now is that now we're in your profile very high. But we get a host of other people we don't can talk to we. So not to about based on what we talk to, I will therefore talk to other people. Other people don't can at the ACC where we get things around them or about them, especially arising from the government white paper. We don't talk to them. So it is not just about we don't talk to and now in the lead we. And what also we don't try for them from what they understand. Not that we own investigation we don't even comment before the COI was established, and even with the outcomes now of the COI. So when sometimes people want to confuse as if ACC, they repeat what in COI they do or don't do, I take great exception to that. So we don't expect them. We have started, we as a law enforcement agency or institution or entity, we get your mandate now the act, we independent of anybody authority, we do our own work without anybody telling us, we get our own sources of information, and that has started long ago, we own investigation process.
All right.
A lot of things that we had already got, but we just needed now to cross them with the former president and put them to them. Because in an investigative process, you also need for them the other side, where need be. So that is exactly what we have been trying to do all this while.
All right, plenty thank you for what you take your time for joining me on the program in Patrick Sandy, the director.
What are you message to Sierra Leoneans before they left them?
Like what we always say, I know say Sierra Leoneans, we all get the same feelings.
Definitely.
And one of these feelings are the expectation of development.
Yes.
Once you go to the point to change the government, that meaning we expect a very good change.
Definitely.
But I not say we all somehow can feel disappointed. But we need for patience because we can't take us, patience. Say it will not be easy for you to turn me around one day. This patience, low exercise, and we therefore really need for be peaceful because for the development take place at the end of the day, we therefore need peace as the foundation.
Definitely.
And peace as the driving force. So what they say, despite everything that happened, Sierra Leoneans they will maintain the cool, Sierra Leoneans they will maintain the peace because without peace, nothing they will go achieve at the end of the day. And let me throw light on what will happen at this country for 11 years, we get a senseless brutal war because of one, two selfish reasons. So I believe say we not get for join politicians and in the mess for bringing back so waiting we don't come up.
Definitely.
So if I get for say anything, I get for mention the issue about peace. Sierra Leoneans will take peace very, very important. Sierra Leoneans we know waiting the lack of peace been causing at this country. And lack of peace na make we so we elect today. We were one time the anthems of West Africa. Mind you now first get university in West Africa, big hospital, radio station, TV station and the likes. And civilization, the British being very, very willing for Guyana. But we stay to this so right now, I believe that will attach to the world. Despite Rwanda, they don't prove me wrong, they say because looking at the genocide where they get for very, very long time between the Tutsi and the Tutsi, we see a turnaround, we see development take place. But that's not the case for every country because everybody needs peace for every country to move around. Let's say they say again, my last message to Sierra Leone and them, they allow maintain the peace, the people don't continue for maintenance. So, and if we want to take decision of it for election, we will take a democratic and constitutional decision if not for change or for maintain the government back. Do Sierra Leoneans, they will know it now the meaning of peace and they will try for adhere to the procedures and the approaches when necessary for know the peace at all times.
Definitely.
Peace for be a sustainable project and for achieve and for present at all times if you want to achieve anything. So thank you very much.
Finally, before I leave you side the program, I got a last question where I want to ask you about the transportation system before we close the program. What's your recommendation? So what's the stakeholders then, the transport people, the drivers when they deliver the service to the people? What's your final message for you want for through light on?
It's obvious if you look at with transportation, more the government side. You look at the inflow and outflow of buses where they come for easy transportation system. One of the key issues, one of the biggest problems why make it's not sustainable now because they not provide technical expertise or not train technical expert there or not establish a garage where for take care of the issues about broken buses or in buses where you don't get problems where you need repairment. So we repairment system therefore establish and where we will forget a very good repair system where in each any of them vehicle and they get problem for repair without any hesitation, without any time wasting also again. And also we like I've been throw light on the cost recovery. When they collect monies, people are from Sierra Leoneans they earn. We don't have taxpayers money they use for ban, but they collect money also again. I believe say them for the store some of them money and for make sure say they will able to add per the number of buses then so that they even if it's something a garage you go find out see some go car and people are not going to realize say transportation is difficult in the country. So my advice is to therefore maintain a technical ground full of technical expertise for take care of repairment and we therefore see how best the issue about biological continuity or continuity therefore take place. Where one bus come before they get for the other one for one car also again. And we'll get the chance for do so, and we'll get the strength for do so, and it is obvious say we for do so. So if I get for make any recommendation, those are some of the recommendations to the leadership also again. And the president get for push cabinet column for doing work. And as far as we concerned right now, if I rate cabinet column out of 1 to 10, a scale of 1 to 10, they automatically are going to put cabinet number 2.
Definitely. That are the voice of Mr. Ahmed Sharif, and of course, it inside the program today for analyze issues and when a burning issue to the people. Family, don't forget to say I want to bring a recap of the program segment topic that we don't analyze since we start the program. And of course, we talk about the program where His Excellency Go Commission and the entourage in the Kenema Southeast part of the country. And of course, we talk about the birthday celebration, belated birthday celebration, where the current First Lady, Madam Fatima Bio, Madam Bio, celebrated birthday yesterday. One was happy belated birthday to her. So, and of course, we continue the program again by saying the transportation cost and for access to transportation, a very difficult necessity that you. Even the one way the outside country, you can see people in the post video on YouTube, post on Facebook, and of course, even the school system not the poor. I beg your pardon. The school system not the poor, and of course, beginning the strain out for take transport, the transport system not do for them. The buses for them bring not do for them. And of course, we see again, we get different protocols in the system because things not go well. Before we close the program, once more, make a contribution and make it become reality by subscribing to the YouTube channel. Take a minute back, my name is Alassane Diallo. Bye bye.